And we're back.
We are back.
Who else is back? We have
The floor
not Adam.
is Slava.
We have not Adam.
And not Chuck.
And we kept Slava here the entire week.
Yes.
We have another impromptu episode for you. We're going to be talking about Dyson spheres.
Dyson spheres.
Dyson sphere.
Not the vacuum, but
They're not bad.
megalithic structures. But before we do that,
Yes.
let's go ahead and promote ourselves social media wise.
Hit us up on the social medias. We're on the. We didn't really
We're
talk
on
about
Twitter.
social medias much last time.
No.
Yeah, the Twitter bitters, the Instagrammers, the Facebook. We are on JDate.
Yes.
We are on MySpace. We are on both. I'm lying about those, but yeah,
Right.
we're on basically all the social medias that matter at the time of this recording.
You can find us at ageofradio.org, and if you have any questions or comments or concerns, you can email us at learningtocurse@gmail.com.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
got it.
Now, we've got Slava here again still. I wanted to ask him real quick. Slava, do you have any kind of experiences with paranormal? And if so, what those are, if you want to go into a little
Yeah.
bit of detail about it and stuff like that.
I'm gonna crack open
paranormal
this
experiences.
drink.
Here's a funny one. This one is actually turned into a fucking family. My mom and I, we have this like fucking thing to blame shit on.
Oh, yeah.
Just like, we always blame things on shit. And then like, let's say like we blame our selfish part to the devil.
Magically,
Now,
religion does that.
Yeah, and that's the thing though. Russians and Eastern Europeans, I mean, I guess they're just Russians, of course. It's just easy to cover all of it. But anyway,
Yes.
I'm Ukrainian. But the funny part is every house has a ghost.
Yes.
And they call him Domovoy. Domovoy means Homer, almost in a way.
Nice.
Dom means home, or dom means house, but Domovoy means someone who's just kicking in a house.
Yeah.
Technically. But we mean it as someone who's just like been there. One of the things, like in Eastern Europe, yes, there are places like houses, even the fucking brand new apartments will have some kind of a fucking ghost. You don't know where the fuck that ghost came from, whether it be a fucking magical character or not. Truly, it actually has roots to pagan. But the thing is, motherfucker's there to protect the home.
Gotcha.
So like every ghost
There's a guard
stories
ghost.
you see, yeah, the very basic guard. Sorry, my English ain't perfecto and mucho, but anyway, but
You were doing better than we do on
You
some
did better in
occasions.
Spanish than I did.
I wanted to say that was a trip. It's that to today, even like now being here and it's immersed in American culture and everything like that, shit goes missing.
Yes.
Things go gone. But
We forget where we put things.
yeah. Crazy shit stuff.
Yes.
Like there were a couple of times where I truly swear we could have fucking burned a house down, whether it be my mom or myself. Left a fucking stove or did something else, like where a fucking candle burnt and it fucking burned a table but didn't burn a house.
Yes.
That's a fucking guy protecting it.
Yeah.
Nobody died on the fucking property, but who knows? The thing is,
It didn't have to be on that particular property, but the land the property sits upon.
It's a trip.
Could be residual energy from
one
long
of the
before the
boards.
house.
One of the boards that was used for the lumber for the house
Came
came
from
from Japan. That one Japanese forest with the suicides.
Yes, where they go on their walkabouts. Like we
And
were
it
talking
haunted-
about walkabouts
yeah.
off recording.
But it haunted the tree,
But there's a
and
Japanese
they cut the
version
tree
of that.
up, and they used it in the making of that house.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's actually a very well brought up point. It's a place where people wanted to exit the humanity. They wanted to exit their existence at the moment because they either didn't know how to handle it, or they were seeking something more than that.
Yeah.
Sometimes escaping life is not escaping yourself, but it's trying to go further.
All right.
I know that sounds very fucking.
No, it's good. So do you actually think that that when you were growing up that what was it, Domovoy?
Domovoy, yeah, you said it right too.
Was
We'll have to do an episode on this.
What?
That's awesome.
Oh, the Domovoy?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you think it was that, or do you think that it was just coincidences and things that you would normally equate to just your own forgetfulness or whatever? Did you actually believe that it was a ghost causing those things to happen?
Looking at it right now.
No, then.
No, but yeah, but I'm just trying to.
Yeah.
Before I do that, right now I got a lot to compare with, so I can say there is a infinite possibilities of fucking not being a true. But then, and kind of still looking, even going into now, the relationship starts to occur.
Okay.
Whether you believe it or not, it does. It's just like if you and find a friend. And trust me, you will find a friend that has done research on, let's say, demons, or let's done research on some shit.
Yeah.
How was their
Jagan's our
experience?
demon guy.
Yes,
How was
he's our
how was his
demonologist.
experience? Was he not fucking touched by something creepy at that point, whether he believed it or not?
Well, that was what I think I brought up on the episodes with Jagan.
Jagan
was that
has been pretty disturbed by some of the things he's experienced.
Well, the thing that I brought up was what he calls a demon could possibly be the same entity that somebody else would call a ghost
Or an interdimensional being.
or an interdimensional being.
ultra-dimensional.
Yeah.
Intro.
I love where this is going because I wanted to share this. At one point, about a few years ago, I wanted to write a book. And the book was about a man, about our age, about that same exact age group, about 30s, 20s.
You kind of you write what you know. Like,
Yeah.
You don't want
The
to write a
idea
story
was,
about a 50-year-old man when you've never experienced. life
Exactly.
as
You
a
try to
50-year-old.
reflect. Yeah, you
Yeah.
base yourself because you can actually be more accurate. The idea was just that the man is going to overcome the three things: his mind, body, and spirit. The problem about it was that as he kept on engaging, he has to forget everything that he learns because he has to fully attune one in each part. The thing is, each part that you attune to a very maximum capacity starts creating some I can't say subnatural. I mean, it's more like supernatural, more than subnatural. Sorry, supernatural. For example, if you're, I was a goalkeeper at one point, and I did City League for a while. And the goalkeeping position in soccer is actually cutting angles and catching the ball properly, so you don't have to fucking dive. All those motherfuckers that dive, it's because they fucked up and they have to do that as a last resort. They can catch it and cut the corner because true strategy requires them reading the situation beforehand. Now, what happens is when you go beyond that, when you start reading that beyond that, you start seeing shit you're not expecting. You pull off the fucking things you would never know you pulled off. Like your fucking arm sticks out longer than you fucking think.
I have to interrupt.
Weird, I know.
I only pull off myself.
The hammer pulled you off?
And another thing, I have to ask: do you find Hope Solo attractive?
No.
What?
She's all right.
Who?
Hope Solo. She's a goalie.
Wait, Hope Solo.
Yeah.
I was thinking of Star Wars for some reason.
that Han Solo.
Dude, all of us.
Hope Solo was Han Solo's mom.
You have as a soccer player, would you have a thing?
Damn straight.
Yes.
Damn
All right.
straight.
Cool.
Damn straight.
All right. Sorry. Back to your story.
Very, very. No, that was actually very significant. Thank you. That was a good one.
Soccer.
But
I'm not a sports guy, but I know attractive women.
I will speak for a lot of sports fellas. So for that field, particularly, yeah.
I'm no attractive woman, but I know sports guy.
I was hoping to stick away from this.
Double negative.
Yes.
Not a real double negative example.
No, she's good at what she does, and certain players do too. And one of the things I watch World Cup, I can fucking tell what they do, what they don't. She is fucking great, actually, as a player. She is a fucking being, though. That's the thing. We all go through the traumas. We all go through states, and we don't always respond to the fucking ways. And even though she's
We're not machines. Well,
I can't judge her though. That's the thing. It's she's gone through some shit. She's gonna overcome it.
Yes.
If she tries to become a better person, then we need to give her that chance.
Yes.
We give ourselves that chance before we give anyone else.
Was his bones uncursed?
I was going to say, this is what we do. When we go on Bones on
But that
Sports, we
plays a
bring him.
big deal. That plays a big deal though too. That statement, those statements are curses. They're either like things to motivate, and that's why I'm an optimist. Like Chuck knows me from that perspective because I do that. Like if somebody has like some shitty moment and there's nothing to try, I'll say fucking go for it. And like if we have one fucking thing and it's the stupidest thing ever, give it a try.
That's going to be my slogan for my shoe company.
It's a possibility. Anything is, and the realm of it. If you are subliminal in your art, you will start seeing something beyond that.
Yes.
And I think that like if you at home, if you really get paranoid too, that can be a negative effect. But if you get good, who knows?
Yeah.
The slogan for my shoe company is going to be, "They go on your feet."
Mine would be, where are you out, motherfucker?
They go where your feet go. Unless you take them off. Unless you dip your feet in the pool. I don't know what I'm talking about. But awesome.
But underneath that, it'll say, they go on your feet, and underneath that, it'll say, so please stop fucking them.
Tread lightly. Whenever you
Stop knocking them.
It was actually a Nike theme a while back, and I can't believe I just fucking broadcast.
I brought the shoes into it, partially because of what you said and partially because you're happy.
But they said no, it wasn't tread lightly, but it was don't tread on me. The thing is, any home you go into, you have to be respectful of every place.
Yeah.
And I appreciate it. You've been very welcome guest to me.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you so much. But
That's why we kept you here all week since the last episode.
That energy is created either it's as far as I understand, Domovoy is supposed to be by energy. He was never just like that, even though he's a pagan character, which makes him technically any fucking house brat.
Yeah.
Any rat that kicks it around. But the thing is, it's the creating that energy. If you come into a home and you just fucking not give two shits and you just want to get on with it, it's gonna be a fucking bust up fucking.
So it feeds off of you.
Shelf. It feeds off of you.
Does that introduce a negative energy that it starts to react to?
Yes.
Okay.
It does have a.
Because you've already
reaction.
fed so much, like people that believe in this, they fed so much positive energy into this that it's kind of like a poltergeist in this house. It's gonna be there. It's for good. We're putting positive vibes and energy and thoughts towards this. Somebody comes in with a negative, oh, that's bullshit, or any kind of negative thought is gonna.
That's the thing. Even the positive energy can be magnified by anxiety.
Yes.
And that's the thing. Anxiety, like, even if you're like thinking something good, you will flip on someone and one of these days and be like, dude, shut the fuck up. I'm trying fucking hard. I felt like one of the things that I had to do.
Don't blame me, blame the ghost.
Yeah. No. But one of those things was my mom. She bought her first time in U.S. and it was the coolest thing. And I've been fixing this motherfucker up. Chuck just picked me up from that one place. And the thing is, like, there was points of time where she was not feeling. She's like, okay, well, we got half of our outlets out. We got half of this out. We got somewhat of a project, and shit just breaks down. She ordered a chandelier. That shit could not be completed because there were parts missing. And that starts playing. I was like, oh, fuck no. I felt that she was miserable, but the thing is, I am fortunate enough to actually got lucky to like push her enough to go over because I went into that fucking same depression right after her. And she managed to pull me out of it. Because like, it's like everything that I've just done, I'm exhausted. And at the same time, what the fuck do I believe in? And so like, oh, my energies, what did I just put into? I know I put into my family member. That's a great thing. But what the fuck, where do I go with this? Because now I know I can just control it for this, but what can I do? Well, yeah, and it's a weird feeling. It's a weird experience, but it does. It creates a judgment in your head. However, it creates an energy.
It reminds me of the force. The Tautomona is very similar, and it's the Chamorro people. They, from my mom's side of the family, on Guam they believe in the Tautomona. But this is more of a mischievous being, and it actually people claim that they have had physical marks from them. They apparently they scratch people at their heels and their feet. They're all over the island.
Actually,
we'll do an episode on it sometime for fun.
To be honest, I think they're related in the same character. Domovoy
but they do some very similar things, but they're a little more mischievous and they'll scratch you and stuff like that.
They do more random, yes.
Or could that be that the majority of the people that live in that area
are walking barefoot?
Yes.
Well, it's that's a big part. It's the interaction that they get with it too.
Yep.
It's that like you compare a Russian to an American. You're comparing two white people. Think about it this way. I remember when we brought that race back thing.
That's racist.
It's racist.
No, I'm kidding.
But it's completely two different individuals.
Yes.
They think differently. American white versus like a Russian white. Yeah. They're different, and because the Russians are so stubborn and things and their own culture that their struggles made them like a little rougher on the edge. Their approach is going to be completely different than what yours is.
Yeah.
They might fucking freak the ghost out and say, holy shit, I'm sorry. But nonetheless, they will walk away from it. I actually now feel more American because I'm more likely to be like, poke at it and be like, dude, what happened? Like, I'll do like any other fucking horror movie. I would like approach it and be like that.
This is kind of silly, but it makes me think of turtles because I love turtles so much.
And that's the thing.
I like turtles.
You have terrapins and you have tortoises. You have sea turtles. Terrapins, water, tortoises in the desert, land. You have that one video, that one girl thinks she was doing a good thing because she made an assumption, didn't have any prior knowledge of turtles. Saw a turtle, I'm gonna free this turtle, got it out of the road or whatnot, and she dumped into the water.
Yeah.
And everybody just started ripping her apart. That's a tortoise, it doesn't swim. So she tried to do a good thing. So to make this make
that
sense,
makes perfect
you might say, oh, they're just two white people, and you mean no harm by it. But there is a huge difference.
It is. Yeah. And Chuck, you look like you had something built up. If not, I want.
What? No, I was just.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, I was just trying to talk about shit. I don't know.
We're going on a talk about.
We're going on a talk about, definitely.
This episode feels a little closer to our early episodes, and that it was very freeform.
It's energies. We put them out to be correct, but we do have to, before we put any of those energies, before we make any statements, we always have to reflect with others. It's an unfortunate part, but yes, we are not one. We're all as one.
It's a puzzle. As cheesy as that sounds, it's a puzzle.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's the practices.
For lack of better terms,
are more commonly seen in like uplifting things, because like people start getting pumped, everyone gets pumped. Someone who's not pumped will get pumped. Part of it.
Yeah.
It's kind of like one of those things like economics. If everyone gets a fucking vaccine shot, the one last person doesn't really need to fucking take it.
No.
Because they're not gonna worry about
you've oversaturated that population.
Right there, yeah.
It's gone. It's not happening there.
Yeah. Exactly.
Speaking of over
the odds of that one person getting it.
Over inoculating an entire population. Did you have more to go on off of that?
It's how we perceive our rules.
Okay.
The random character that his possesses. It's that chaos. It's not a bad thing at all.
No.
The chaos is just that person is free. In fact, that actually could be translated into freedom, because he can do whatever the fuck he wants at any given fucking time. And maybe that should be a reminder that we are capable of that.
I like to consider myself an agent of chaos. On a daily basis.
You're an Asian of chaos?
Secret
chaos,
Asian man.
I've actually used that same exact fucking terminology. Thank you. And
so,
that case with it.
I know
It's a great song, but that's not the lyrics.
It's been a fun and interesting conversation so far, but did you want to talk about Dyson spheres?
Yes. We are, okay, we used to do this in the very beginning because we were all over the place on tangents.
All over the place.
And this isn't a bad thing. It's fun. Good conversation is good conversation.
Yeah.
And like I said, I'm a fan of chaos.
I'm an agent. I'm
agent of chaos.
I use that term.
We used to say this all the time. We are about 18 minutes into this, and we're finally going to get on topic. It was an ongoing joke.
Yeah.
Call back.
Finally, actually, that was the longest one, I think.
We haven't done, it's been a while.
Yeah.
That's probably because I went too ADD on you guys. Sorry.
No, we are, anyone who has heard us any length of time knows.
ADD.
Dynamite.
So,
DMT. It's not the same.
No. They got a party with you guys in college.
Do you know what?
Oh, fuck, we wouldn't get anything done. We'd be... Okay, right here. I think this is giving birth to another potential... let us know in the comments. Email us. We should start another podcast on the side all about philosophy.
Yeah.
Fuck, what's the topic? No topic. We'll just start talking.
Yeah.
Chuck, no, would you please, I wanted to know, would you please define that theory to me? I'm still a little bit hazy. I know you've been repeating it multiple times.
The Dyson sphere?
The Dyson sphere.
Okay, so a Dyson sphere is like a mega structure.
Yes.
Or like an alien structure that is built around a star to harness its energy.
But it's not alien to the aliens.
Well, I know.
I'm kidding. Yeah. So basically...
but it's alien to the solar system.
And don't they call that like a type... Wouldn't that be a type 3 civilization? We're considered what you would say a type 1 civilization.
We're still type 1?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
We're just cracking nuclear.
Yeah.
Really, in cosmologically, on that scale, we've just cracked nuclear.
To a certain extent.
We haven't yet mastered solar.
I think that's a certain extent.
We haven't fully explored and expanded throughout our own solar system, other than by machines.
We gave up on steam too early.
Yeah.
So,
as fun as it sounds, it's actually true. Like, we do give up on a lot of simple things too early.
So now knowing that what a Dyson sphere is, would you suspect that it's something that is possible to be built?
It's possible, but it's also stupid. It's counterproductive. There's a reason why.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Denial.
because once you've
you're afraid your own death.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's exactly what that is.
No, I know. It's a fear. Definitely.
Well, when you
fear
get
of
to the
mortality.
point where you're harnessing that much of the sun, doesn't that come back to
the whole sun now?
what people worry about here on Earth and Thanos' whole cause? Resources. I mean, there's a lot of ways that through solar we could utilize the sun without being selfish, taking too much of it. With that sun, what if there are other planets that are populated by beings, and they're using the sun in the traditional way, more natural way.
Right.
And here's this one civilization that's gotten a little further ahead. And on one of the planets in this multi-planet system.
Right.
And they're just building a megastructure, the Dyson sphere, around the sun. And like you're saying, I mean, it's kind of counterproductive.
It makes perfect sense.
They're gonna overutilize it. What if they burn that star out? What are they gonna go on to the next star?
As much as I hate to agree,
eating up the resources of the universe.
As much as I hate to say, though, yes. If you, I don't know if you guys ever, but I'm going to use a reference. It's a very deep one. It's a kind of dark reference. Night, the book, made by it was actually written. It's technically a journal by one of the Holocaust survivors.
Okay.
Human beings, when they're starved at a particular point, they will act like rats.
Yeah.
Are we willing to see ourselves fucking act like rats? Like
when the resources start to dwindle?
Yeah, you start going at whatever the fuck is next.
Oh, I have a perfect analogy of this.
He described it in the book Night. It was the time where they finally, like, the Russian liberation came through at one point, but they, like, the Nazis forced them to run out of the fucking camp and go with them. So they were on a constant move. And the problem was that when they got to the trains, like one of the times they got to the trains, they got thrown a crumb.
Yeah.
A fucking full of people that we act like rats. And that was actually one of the things the guy, apparently he got like a humanities degree. I feel that even though it's a shitty part of our nature, we have the power to choose if we can witness it or if we cannot. It's up to us how we go about it.
Yeah.
We can keep rolling, but as far as I see, we've gotten pretty far in a lot of fucking things where we're in a point of no return.
Yeah. Just because we can create great technology doesn't mean we're going to be smart and wise in how we use it. And I was thinking of another analogy here. Black Friday.
Oh, yeah.
Useless shit. Some of it's kind of useless, but I mean useful, but really,
for the most part,
most of the stuff people are going for, waiting these long lines for, and fighting each other, acting like worse than the animals. We are animals, but still
savages.
For crap.
Yeah.
On Black Friday. Now imagine when the resources dry up.
Yeah.
Those same people.
It's explosive, yeah.
It will be amplified.
But you know what that means? All we have to do, the rational people, is sit back and let those fuckers kill each other. And then go out there and get the resources that are left over.
Any long pork.
Of you, Chuck. That was very gangster of you because you gotta lay low when fucking kids are right. Lay low, dude. Like that's the thing because like technically, funny fact, you say that. I went to fucking Renaissance festival this year, and they had those fucking jousting competitions. Yeah. And I remember, did they do the same thing where like they all at the end like fucking broke down and started doing it? At the end, technically, a bunch of people on one side of the court fucking kill each other off. Then one motherfucker comes out to the other side of the court.
Right.
And then like, one of them's gonna die, but
just lay low, be the last one.
There's got to be one. There's got to be one last person standing.
The winner is the last man standing.
And at that point, you would expect them, after all of that fighting, to be weary and
like what do you call that?
And then you just pick them off.
Reservoir Dogs, fucking Steve Buscemi.
Right.
I fucking love it, dude. Like he's the most professional, doesn't say shit, and he's being put down, and he's being respecting.
Disrespected.
He's respecting the actual culture of being professional about it, and he's the one who actually walks away out of it.
Yeah.
Funny thing, Japanese roll that way. I've got a fucking funny as it sounds.
If they're really, really fat, they can roll any way you wish.
Exactly.
I've got a Japanese fairy tale app. I'm right now. I'll bring it up while I'm saying it, but the app is technically just random stories, just like a Graham Brothers and shit like that. They all end in ceremonious ways or practicing ceremonious ways, and that reminds you that you should have fucking done it right the first time.
Yeah.
So, are we willing to be that fucking breakable or not? But
I don't know. I don't think it matters whether we are or we are not willing. It is a part of our DNA, I guess. Yeah. It's who we are as a
you believe this ingrained genetically?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what makes us above all superior things that we know of.
I think when you see, so the majority, and you can tell by the numbers of, like your Black Friday analogy, you can tell by the numbers that the people who aren't that way are in the minority.
Oh, yeah.
And usually those changes...
I think it's safe to say that we're not those Black Friday people.
I think what those evolutionary changes start out in the minority. They're not the majority having these changes.
Well,
because there's a few
that's
that
where
are
evolution
adapting.
comes from. It's a mutation.
Yeah, they're mutating to no longer need to. They've already mutated
Yes.
to no longer need that aspect of humanity.
Yeah.
So they've shucked that off. And so it's going to take a couple of thousand years for the majority of
see
that
that
population
this
to
mindset
be
is
ingrained
favored.
with the
Here's the thing, though.
mutation.
I did not know why I turned this on, and I'm truly.
Oh, we do that
sorry.
too.
That's all right. I love it. It's my
Anyway,
favorite song.
I have for some reason. Anyway, wanted to. Yeah, I do
love it.
Techno fucking
Boots
but
and
anyway,
cats and boots and
no,
cats.
What I wanted
Dogs
to
and
say
cats.
though that we are capable of actually skipping a generation in evolution.
Oh, yeah.
One of the things. Have you had a moment where you've become free? And that's where I come with my experience with this as a being from evolution. My life fucking changed where I started perceiving things in a different way. Where
Well, let me put it this way. So, I think I am a product of that line that's changing towards my perspective, because the majority of like my entire family, my mom, my dad, my brother, and my sister, are very similar in attitude and thought process and belief system.
You're a mutation in your family in more ways than just your hair color.
Yeah. Well, my dad and my sister
Yeah,
had
they
that
are.
same mutation, but I've my DNA. By the time it got to me, so my brother and my sister are both older than me, didn't have it. But it skipped that. I mean, it wasn't like a skip or miss. It was a 50-50 chance that it was going to go to one of us.
So extension. That's actually an extension. To be honest, that's to skip a generation. I'm actually one of those people in my family.
Yeah.
I would probably if my family stayed the way they were. I would be one of those fucking kids that got backhanded so many fucking times until I shut my fucking mouth.
Yeah.
And one of those things is the generations do play a big role, but it's also what stages of life are they playing that role.
Yeah.
If you're at the point of like discovering your life in general versus when you were a kid and you were just like overcoming particular puberty areas, or well, I'm not saying that like I'm sorry,
Like short and curlies.
no, but what I'm saying is there's times where epiphany is a lot bigger than self-realization or awareness at that moment.
Yeah.
Because you start seeing something beyond hand. Like when I was saying, your practices, when you get so elite to such level, certain shit starts happening that you're not like.
You become. Well, it's like after driving for so long, I can get, and I know that I've drove the same route. I can get from point A to some point in between point A and point B.
You forgot
you can multitask and think about other things.
I don't. Well, it's not even that because I'm still driving, but my mind shuts off and I don't
Autopilot.
recall. Yeah, it's autopilot.
So
Muscle memory.
So reality plays a big part as well with your growth process.
Yeah.
So reality of being
Reality used to be a friend of mine. I used to be a friend of reality.
It used to be a friend of mine too.
So with mutation can come about through epigenetics and nurture.
I will say,
Because you come from a family that's very right wing, but that doesn't mean you turn out that way.
Right, exactly.
So genetically, I mean,
that's why
it's not just in the physical. It's
that's why I fall more towards the genetics than the nature versus the nurture.
Genetics have a for sure thing.
Yeah, but one thing I was going to say is that I bet this is one of the best episode topics or podcast episodes about the Dyson sphere.
Yeah.
Let's
No, we went on a philosophical rant about the worthiness of having one and what that would mean and what point in that civilization, other than being this type 2 civilization, I think this is what they classify it as, but at what point do you need to be? Are you greedy, or are you running your resources out that you decide to make a Dyson sphere?
There's one word for it.
Yes.
Unless you
Alchemist.
what progress?
Alchemist.
Oh, alchemist.
Yes.
Well, what I was going to say real quick, we can go back into that.
I love alchemy.
Go on, sorry.
So unless the civilization that is advanced enough to be able to build the Dyson sphere also realizes and has, I mean, if they have the technology and the advancement to build a Dyson sphere, they would have definitely had the advancement to be able to accurately study the other planets in their solar system.
Yes.
So I think that it's possible an advanced civilization that's able to do that would probably be advanced enough to look after the other species and
maybe
try and save them before building the Dyson
I guess it comes down to the individual, not individuals within that species, but that species.
How much do you need to look out for them? truly to like every being can survive off of air, food, water and all that, as long as they get the proper clothing and things like that. So we can be manipulated as a very basic factor, just a simple factor.
If they have a monetary system,
a big role, that's what you're saying.
Look at it this way. So, and this is just off the brain that's been affected by things. But so, for example, like Planet X, not Planet X, but like Pluto, our dwarf planet.
Real side note, the only reason it's a dwarf planet is because they didn't want to name 800 plus planets, dwarf planets proper.
I know. But
so it would get confusing.
And I know we've got other bodies in our solar system beyond
tons.
But let's just, with the dwarf planet, like the next level down, say something happened to our sun. Is Pluto far enough away where it would be affected, but not to an extent?
Depends on what happened to the sun.
Right. I mean, if it just died out.
Yes.
Would Pluto be able to survive free fall in space till it gets connected to another solar system?
Well, so far as we know, we don't know that there's any life on that planet. So I mean,
we don't know
what's surviving.
But that's based off of what
staying intact.
But that's based off of what we classify as life.
And that's one of those things.
We had that discussion too.
Alchemy plays a big role with it because it's a hope to create like a gold out of fucking something out of nothing.
Yeah.
Right? But that comes on just philosophical and straight up physical characteristics as well, because a lot of physicists, fucking Newton was a fucking alchemist. The part about it was the fact that the practice is that it has nothing to gauge itself upon or base with. So
it was pre-science alchemy. Alchemy was like pre-science, and they were seeking to do essentially the same thing.
And it ended up like turning out to be like fucking all sciences at once.
Yeah,
that's all it is. Alchemy is like, I think it's like a fucking mix of all sciences.
Philosophy, another pre-science granddaddy to philosophy.
It's an in-depth look of possibilities outside.
I think philosophy is the science of thought.
Yes,
but. As far back, I keep just going back to the Dyson sphere, like the
possibility. Science of thought is psychology.
Yeah, that's true.
Because that's your reaction.
I meant thinking. The science of thinking.
Yeah, possibility. Yeah, that's the same thing. Sorry, I'm being too fucking picky. I'm sorry.
No, that's all right.
But one point just now.
The episode is called Dyson's Philosophy.
Dyson's Philosphere.
Yeah, Philosphere. Yes, I like it.
But so So we know when you charge a battery, it does increase in weight.
Yes.
Okay. Once it's fully charged, it's going to weigh more than what it did, even if it's minute. It'll weigh more than it did when it was empty.
Energy can give mass.
Now, if you are able to build a structure large enough to go around a star,
oh fuck,
that.
You have to create.
You would be. I mean, you're because you're not going to be as dense as something that large if you're hollow.
Yeah.
But if you're covering that much surface area, here's what I think a Dyson sphere might actually be. Instead of it being built around the star to suck up its energy to destroy it.
Yeah.
It's actually the reset button. And it goes around because once it starts to build up and suck up the energy from the sun and charge its batteries and fill up with more weight,
it becomes a Death Star. I'm kidding.
No. It'll collapse in on itself and restart the star.
Not always, or it might just keep collapsing until it fucking blows it up.
Well, that's true.
That's the thing, though.
But if we see it existing,
your Dyson sphere's got to be made of tougher stuff.
I think that if we were to if we are able to see it existing, because of the way that light years work. Say not in our solar system.
Well, if we find evidence of one, then it was years and years and years and years ago.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, of travel of light. Yeah.
To explain it very simply to our listeners, that it's in the past. When you look out there, you're looking into the past.
Yeah.
Technically, what happens is the light travels so far, and so because it travels, we can, you know how we can measure like miles and all of that. I'm kind of explaining this to the audience here, but as it travels,
the speed of light.
It goes. Yeah, the speed light. Technically, it creates this mass of like how much distance covered, and so the same thing as a.
I enjoyed it.
For that,
it takes time. People aren't aware of this, but it takes the photons of light from the sun take roughly 8 minutes to get here.
And they said that the only
something happens that we see in the sky that was 8 minutes ago in the sun.
Yeah,
and that's what makes it a Big Bang theory very difficult to detect, is because you would have to travel faster than the fucking first light traveled. So you have to go faster than that to reach it, and then you have to go farther than that to understand it.
Yeah.
And it's like almost a breaking point where you cannot travel faster than the speed of light.
We're not at a breaking point.
Real quick, about them being benevolent to the lesser species. I hate using that term, but to those that weren't creating the Dyson sphere,
Right.
other ones in that
I would consider them lesser species.
What if? I mean, okay, so this race has probably gone to other planets and they've already mingled. What if they're check this out? What if there's an interplanetary, I'm making up terms now, interplanetary monetary system. Right?
Just like Earth was.
So what do they do here with the resources? Monetize it. What if a Dyson sphere could be used as a way to put a lock on the resource and you want light? You want you want solar power?
Yeah.
You pay for it.
If they existed for a long enough time, they would probably start exploring the possibilities of interaction.
Yeah.
And the possibilities of interaction, it's like right now we don't know shit because we still don't know shit because we just hit like 8 billion people. But how many people did we really research in the last 100 years? Was it even 8 fucking billion? It was probably like 2 billion maybe overall in just all sciences across. So think about it this way: it's the amount that they had to research to like relate, and then they had to compare it to the subatomic particles that are differentiate in every fucking creature.
Right.
So the limitations to it is unbelievable. The thing is, there's certain central perspectives that relate us. We just gotta find what they are. But the thing is, are we gonna worry about reflecting upon those things? Or are we gonna try to fight worry? It's like, are you gonna study medicine or are you gonna study warfare?
Yeah.
Because warfare, what did get humanity fucking computers? Warfare.
Yeah.
So fucking, we got into a war, we got some computers going now, shit, we got fucking printed maps, we didn't have fucking drawn out maps.
Yeah.
And that was only in the last 50 fucking years.
Yeah.
Yep. And then on the other end of that, when people create things, where does it usually go first? Military applications.
Okay. I actually have a question for you.
Yes.
Based off of that,
That's what kind of
we're a class 1 civilization?
Yes.
So I know how far we've come, but comparing our technological advancements and leaps and bounds in the last 100 years, compared to
and that time's getting cut in half as we go with technology.
So
it's
how long?
faster.
I know
How far are we away from a Dyson sphere?
No, well, I mean, how far are we? How far away are we? Do you think from to
Type 2 civilization?
Yeah, to graduating.
Man. We need. Well, Elon Musk. If people would get out of Elon Musk's way, he's trying to get us to Mars.
I know.
In a better way than NASA's even.
Right.
NASA's a whole other story.
Yeah.
But he's really trying to get us to Mars. I mean, we need to colonize our own solar system. I know that doesn't count the gas giants unless you want to set up shop on the moons. But we haven't even mastered that type of space travel yet.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of conspiracy theorists that will argue that we haven't even got to the moon because what about the Van Allen belt and all that? So that's another story.
Yeah.
That's a very good one. And I remember even reading about the Mars trip too. They said how long it would take because it would fuck you up regardless because your body's not adjusted
Radiation.
to that. Radiation. Yeah, just simple radiation.
Who knows? Mutation may play a part in human beings, like an offshoot of human beings being able to get out there.
The biggest thing is if we're capable to look outside the box every fucking time. When we discovered nuclear energy, my country unfortunately happens to have the worst fucking one in history, which is a fucking
Chernobyl?
86 Chernobyl. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh fuck. We are gonna do an I would love to have you on.
Home city, I'll tell you later on. But my mom was telling me, she's like, there were fucking campsites in my home city for people refugees. But the thing is, that was a discovery. That was a split second. Same thing with electricity. Same thing with fire.
Yeah.
It's a fucking little thing, but it's an element that changes the whole perspective.
Oh yeah.
For us to get to that level, we have to have multiple of those.
Oh yeah. We will do an episode on Chernobyl, the mutants of Chernobyl at some point.
Here's the thing, though. I don't think so because fire was a catalyst that helped humanity develop in a way on a path that brought it to being able to discover electricity, right?
Which does not exist anywhere in the fucking universe because there is no oxygen to burn the fire.
Yeah. I know.
to create that.
Except for planets that we haven't.
You're going in the right direction.
Well, you could create propulsion in space without the need of combustion.
And that's the thing. We've discovered that element after. And the
Right.
more
Well,
we
that's
can
what.
do
Yeah,
those,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah. So from discovering fire to discovering electricity, I think those were the two advancements that humanity made.
Those were the days.
The big ones, the ones that changed the course of humanity.
Yeah.
So there was electricity. Have we found that other one?
And a side note,
I mean, I guess.
And a side note, it also
but-
changed our dietary because we cooked things.
Exactly. That's my point. Fire
Yeah.
helped us to do that.
Fire
to
helped us
develop a
do so
different
many
way.
things, yeah.
And then electricity helped us
Yes.
to for simplifying certain
Yeah.
things and aspects of our life.
And it could be argued
and
we
then I
found
guess-
a way to utilize all the resources
Yeah.
to advance our
We
civilization.
should start a list.
Yeah.
What next fucking
Right.
thing will
Yes.
take us to the
Ooh,
level?
we should just have them.
Think about it.
We should have them have our listeners send it in.
Well,
What-
think about it this way. It's the next one. This is what I think. This is I'm just throwing it fucking on the table.
Let's
This is
spitball it. Let's do it.
bending space.
Yes.
Okay.
The next fucking
Okay.
idea
Yeah.
equivalent to fire.
Yeah.
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 That fucking
That
cancels
actually
lot
makes a
things.
lot of
It
sense.
breaks the laws, but it also
But-
has a tinge to it where it sounds like
Well-
it might be an exception there.
But
The thought
here's the-
experiment is long since existed that it's a potential.
But we gotta
and
think
here's the thing.
wormholes and all that.
I don't think that fire was a potential. Do you know what I mean?
no,
I don't think that
it's-
fire was a
Fire came about regardless of us.
right. I don't.
Bad.
We fight forest fires, but who was there to fight the forest fires
But-
before? Fire happened.
Right.
Fire was going on.
I know.
Fire
but
happens.
Our discovery of being able to use it,
Utilize it. Yes.
Harness that.
that just happened. We didn't think about
Yeah.
fire, but then fire became a thing for us in our evolution.
For our
And
necessities.
then before electricity, I don't think people were theorizing about electricity.
No.
It's a relationship.
I mean,
they have to
not in the way that we
develop.
understand it. They understood forces at that point,
Yeah.
and were able to. That's why the experiments were done.
a lot of-
but I don't think that, like in what he's, I don't think it's going to be something that a majority of people are looking into.
Yeah.
I don't.
Well,
like,
a lot of
as
a
far
lot of
as-
it, a lot of
it's going to be a surprise. I
a
think.
lot of innovations come from us looking the complete opposite way. They just
Yeah.
they're happenstance.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, maybe
we get
we're
great
thinking-
things from looking into other things at
right.
times.
Well, that's why I'm thinking. Maybe at that point we're thinking about
Something
But
else.
how far does that depth?
We're getting really, really close to being able to bend space, right?
Yes.
And then we are able to, because we're
Actually,
closer to
no,
it,
technically
see
that
it from a
would
different,
fight, yeah.
a different angle, a different perspective, and
Yeah.
realize we got to turn around and do the opposite thing, because once this happens,
Yeah.
we know that it's going to be detrimental. So we
Yes.
we are able to look at it in a more objective way.
Yes.
That's
to-
the best way to explain it, dude.
Yeah.
It's meeting it halfway.
Yeah.
Without it, like, regardless, some of those wild experiments, like the fucking, the nuclear reaction with the fucking Oppenheimer,
Oh yeah.
they met it halfway. They
Yeah.
didn't fucking just sit around on the rest and went fucking wild. No, they fucking literally went deep on that shit. Like, Einstein's theory is not just E fucking equals M.
Yeah.
It was
Square, yeah.
fucking work and works effort, and like the fucking fourth or fifth person, which was Oppenheimer, fucking walks in there and like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
If,
it's like,
if
he
I'm
knows
not
it's
mistaken, and I'm probably mistaken, the equation isn't E equals MC squared.
a
It's
lot.
something, if something, then E equals MC squared.
one of those is average.
Initially, it was written backwards. It was like something like mass equals something over something. I would have to look. I'll
Yeah.
look it up. There's the proper way. The way it was actually in his paper originally.
Yeah.
by itself.
But there was other
So, yeah.
factors. It's, but yeah. What were we saying?
Dude,
Dyson sphere.
The Dyson sphere. I mean, it originated as a thought experiment by
Right.
physicist Freeman Dyson. When he theorized that all technological civilizations constantly increased
that
their
guy.
demand for energy. See, that was the whole idea of his thought experiment.
Well, the first contemporary description of the structure
Mm-hmm.
was by Olaf Stapledon in his science fiction novel Star Maker.
Okay.
So
It's funny that science
maybe
informs
I'm wrong.
sci-fi
Yeah.
and sci-fi informs
here's-
science.
No, but that's
Yeah.
the thing. Sci-fi
And
creates
sci-fi it becomes science eventually.
Yeah.
sci-fi creates imagination, like the
Yes.
negative energy, like the negative energy from that, from fucking Star Trek, or like you said, Freeman. It's funny his name is Freeman. My favorite game of all time, still heart fucking forever in there, locked in there. Half-Life. In the fucking second Half-Life, they have a gravity gun.
Nice.
Imagine that invention being created where you can lift objects beyond belief. Opposite.
Yeah.
Like
now they were using it as a gun for.
But that's the thing.
Did they militarize it?
Yeah,
in the game because I'm not familiar with the game.
It was a prototype. So
But
the first
see-
prototype you get is a fucking gun where you can launch objects.
But check this out. That's exactly what I'm saying. Sometimes innovation comes from
It's
looking
a
in one
halfway
direction,
point.
and you're like, oh, I could use this for this.
That's what Chuck was pointing out. It's a halfway point, like where we have to do that research, or else
Yeah.
like we can't just randomly like guess, or we'll fucking just end up.
What I'm saying is I don't think that that it's going to be an accident for the people who are actually working on it.
Yeah.
But I think it's going to be a surprise to everyone else because I think, and maybe even to them, because I think that, like, for example, they may be halfway to understanding and being able to develop the technology to bend space and realize that instead of, like, the way that they're looking at it, they're saying maybe instead of bending space, we have a way of, I don't know, creating a way of traveling through space by making ourselves larger in a way. So just looking at it at a different perspective. So instead of bending space closer to us, because if they did that, they realize through calculation and testing that it'll collapse the entire universe. So instead of doing that, they're like, well, we'll figure out a way to bore a hole through this part of the space and that part of the space and make ourselves bigger. So it's like one step only. Does that make sense?
Yes. No, that's actually the purest way of looking at a scientific method is the fact that it's actually practiced and trained. If you don't practice or practice through a scientific method, there is no.
It's got to start with thought experiment too, because I mean,
and that's one of those things.
I think we're a thought experiment.
yeah, exactly.
It's good that like the creative ideas go out there, but we need those innovators that do that. And fuck me if I have to be the pilot, but if that's the case, I'll be on a fun fucking journey. But actually, to be honest, I do support that. I think that innovation requires sacrifice. It's a scary thing.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's what Elon Musk is asking
With
for.
travel to Mars,
to travel to Mars.
You live there. It's
Well,
one-way
think about
ticket.
it this way.
Yeah.
Do you guys know what rogue waves are?
Yes.
Yeah.
You're aware.
Yeah.
Imagine Christopher Columbus going through the one fucking ocean that has a problem with him. And he did it fucking twice.
Yeah.
Wait, take that back. 4 times because he came back.
Yeah.
That's one way each way. So that's 4 fucking times. That's impressive luck.
Oh, yeah.
Rogue waves, that's a fucking satellite system we have right now set up for those motherfuckers right now just to monitor fucking ships that have way more advanced calculations. You're talking about a guy with some fucking crew members. He was hated, of course, by the end. That makes sense because of the irrationalities, but the idea behind it is that same fucking thing is going to be coming back, that challenge at us. We're going that, if we're lucky, that's the reason why I probably hope that we still have faith. Yeah. You know, even though
well, if you look at it like at the quantum level, Columbus, every time that Columbus crossed the ocean, he was capsized every time but one. All of the possibilities were there.
So you think the mental engagement was probably even a bigger?
I think because all possibilities are
Probabilities
present,
are there.
then we follow a line that ends in our understanding of that line. You know what I mean? So, to my perspective, we've made it this far. But
to make it anywhere, there's got to be failures, and
I kind of like where you said it when you make that line and where we are. When we draw to the end of the line and we have a choice to make the line go on,
right?
That's where I think that's where
that's the thing, and that's what I'm saying is that because there's infinite possibilities. So by the time we get to the ability to make that foldable space thing, and instead decide to step through it, only elongating ourselves. Or have a ship that elongates to there and like a fucking what are those like a caterpillar. But instead of by the time we get to that point, that breaking point, every other time but the one that keeps going was destroyed by something. It was hit by one of those rogue waves.
Like the fucking one rock in a fucking space to travel with such speed, like, can fucking be completely devastating. So the possibilities are tremendous of us fucking up, but the thing is, have we fucked up that badly? I mean, we've made it so far, so why not keep
I don't think we
driving?
have. I don't think we've. I mean,
We scratched the surface.
yeah,
We've started.
we could be worse.
Hey,
As
you
a-
know,
as a
Relative
species,
to
we could
us,
be
because we
worse.
don't know what else is out there and how far they've gotten.
No, I mean for humanity.
Yeah.
We could be worse than we are now.
Yeah.
To ourselves, to each other, to the planet. We could be worse. We could be better, definitely.
We're here still.
But
With all the advancements in nuclear capabilities, I mean, we could have easily not been here long ago.
True.
We could have wiped ourselves out.
oh yeah,
True.
We can wipe this planet out tons of times over right now with what's
Yeah.
out
Oh, yeah.
there, and we haven't. So you're right.
yeah.
Which brings up weaponizing things, technologies.
Weaponizing my dick.
Yeah, I mean, if all right. Pew 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 pew, BB's in the urethra. Urethra. I said urethra. Rest in peace.
Urethra Franklin.
Urethra Franklin.
She died. PENIS.
So, what if another species out there has this technology? What are the probability exists that they might try to weaponize it. Two things, examples of this in pop culture. The Death Star, obviously. That
Right.
could be like a Dyson sphere,
Right.
but it's not literally around a star. But they had the one in the Star. What was it called? The Star Killer, something like that in the newer Star Wars.
Yep, the Star
Yeah.
Killer.
Oh, yeah.
The Star Killer. They call it Star
fuck.
Killer. Yep.
Yeah.
Fucking call it Star Killer. I just watched that one.
Isn't
I
that? It's a
remember that.
fucking planet.
I thought you were talking
Yeah.
about D
But
for a
it's
There's a
second.
whole fucking planet.
But
that
one
just
could
fucking
use
kills
right.
them.
one could use a Dyson sphere in the
I thought
same
you were
way.
talking about your wife.
Right, the Star Killer D, yes. She needs to make an appearance again on the show.
Yeah.
But the Dyson sphere could be used the same way, utilizing this solar power and forming a blast out of it, concentrated blast, and destroying things. It could just be that humanity is mindful of those possibilities, and then some of us in our species they're about war. I mean, we are related to the gorillas. So.
We're insecure, I think.
The other example was more recently in Avengers Infinity War. It was a Dyson sphere around that dying neutron star or whatnot. It was around some...
to make that fucking hammer.
to make weapons. To make weapons.
Yeah.
They made Mjolnir and
Right.
and Stormbreaker.
Yeah.
And countless other. The Gauntlet for to house
Right.
the Infinity Stones.
It's our ability to reach that unplausible or technically impossible thing that happened. Well, it happens, but very rare. For us to test that level, we have to go the fuck beyond everything. Because think about it. Gold is not natural, actually.
No.
Gold is fucking. It's a fucking dying star, dude. It's just like platinum. It created after explosion of a supernova.
Yeah.
So it's gold, silver, platinum, and all those fucking
Precious
special
metals?
Yeah, the particular ones. Well, I'm not sure about silver, but don't remember.
And like many things, there's a finite amount of it here.
The idea is that it's a rare occasion to do it, and do we know if it's the moment that we need to grasp, or if it's a particular status? I mean, well, yeah, actually, it's the same fucking thing to it. Come to think of it, it is the moment that we have to grasp. And are we grasping it right after it's supposed to give us the element? Are we supposed to grasp it at the explosion level where the energy can maximize to the very level we need to create a field or create some shit to run things? Anything has to be in a point of a combustion just because basic engine idea is the fact that it has to have some energy to allow it to combust, to create movement.
Yeah.
So are we looking into the movement of energy, which can be highly devastating and very scary, versus creating out of elemental approach of nothing? Now, the elemental approach of nothing is a nuclear shit in a way. I mean, I could say star is the same way, but I truly think that separating atoms sounds more natural for us to be stupid and be natural about it than it is combining atoms. Why the fuck would we want to combine atoms?
Yeah, why would you want to combine me with another me?
We got more shit here.
But why would you want to separate
Dude,
me
we
too?
got fucking Texas, dude. Fuck, things are going big. The more we have, the better we are.
Right.
Sorry, I had to say that.
I'm at my breaking point. We will have a breaking point. We have many breaking points. We have ping points. And we're back from the ping point.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, the ping point is the tip of my dick.
Damn.
But
Okay, so we're going to talk about some theories of our own with
some Dyson spheres.
I mean, the Dyson sphere. When it really, at the end of the day, it's not something that we've witnessed anything out in the universe.
One time
that
I
makes us think that there may be. Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say one time I used a Dyson
Vacuum
cone.
cleaner? Oh.
It was it wasn't a sphere. It was a cylinder. Dyson cylinder is what I used.
There you
and
go.
I lubed it up and I put my dick in it and it sucked me off.
He's firing on all that one cylinder.
Oh yeah.
So the Dyson sphere at the end of the day isn't something that we've
how I got the
witnessed
spirit of
out there
pepper.
in the universe. It was just a thought experiment of a potential. But if you could think it, it's possible that it could be
Right.
And in the case of like the Tabby star.
Yeah.
Now you guys can go look this up if you haven't heard about it. But it made
It's this
waves in the
giant
news.
star that looks like a cat.
A cat, yes, meow. Like a few years back, I mean, it made waves, and they still don't know. They still don't know what's going on. They think it may potentially be a Dyson sphere, or it may be remnants of planets that never formed, and it's just like clouds of shit, of debris going around the star. I don't know off the top of my head.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah,
I mean, considering how far away it is, it would probably be older than our solar system because we can see its light.
Okay. Fair.
So it didn't just pop
Or
up.
if, you know-
it wasn't a Johnny Come Lately star.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it a close by, because I know they can determine like certain galaxies closer by, but is it a close one or is that a
Tabby star is in our galaxy.
Yeah.
It's in Milky Way. Okay, that's a start.
Yeah.
But yeah, the theory is out there, and a lot of people try to shoot it down, but they can't completely rule it out that it may be some megastructure around that star that's creating this because they were thinking maybe it's planets or maybe something else is blocking it, but it would have to be huge planets because of the way the light is being blocked in these weird intervals.
Right. There's
so
like a Morse code type situation.
But there's no the intervals are so random. Yeah.
So kind of it's pulsating of its own kind.
Yeah, but it's like, so normally when they have the pulsating, they can tell that the pulsating is a star that has a planetary system, and you can.
That is by
what you're
far their
seeing,
best way of determining if there's planets there.
Is that there are planets blocking the sun.
Yeah.
What this is there's this star, unless the planets in that system are orbiting the sun in like a nucleus type situation,
Through leftover
or
Their orbit is more
like
erratic.
an atom. Yeah. So it does, only some of them, like, they don't all follow the same path.
So when
like ours.
one
Like,
goes
it's not a
one
disk.
way around, it's not going to line up with the one going the opposite
Exactly.
way around at all times. Yeah, so that's a possibility as well. And it would have to be maybe it's a solar system loaded with tons of gas giants,
Right.
And maybe even just space debris, stuff from failed planet
You guys
formation.
do know that this is like very down to like almost everything and you can ever imagine. Just because the basics of a star is 4 fucking atoms. That's one of those things. It's what is it? Helium that it combines to become, or like it's something as simple as that.
Heliosphere.
Yeah.
And
I just wanted to say that.
Always? You've always wanted to say that?
Always wanted to say.
You need higher ambitions,
there's
man.
more than 3 ways to make a star. No, just kidding.
Now that I said it, it's done.
It's like, I always wanted to say, sorry, officer, I didn't know that this hooker was your wife.
Wow.
It's possible in small towns all across America.
No.
There's a few things I wish I could say to the officer, but stars was interesting.
So
Heliosphere? Like, there's so many different things that you could wish or you always want to say.
I know.
I always wanted to say soda can.
I told a coworker sometimes when I'm just like, fuck it, I just as a proper send off, I just want to get out of work and be all down some, and a limousine pulls up and the window comes down and it's Betty White. And she's all, well, why are you looking so sad there, son? And I just hop in the car with her and we go out on a night on the town and then I die.
And she gives you a toothless
That would
blowjob.
be a meaningful life.
That sounds like a meaning of life, dude.
I haven't talked about Betty White in a while, so.
Right.
I was just about to say,
Nonagenarians.
to Charlie Sheen experience almost.
Oh, I don't want AIDS.
Well, minus the age. She probably has
Minus
less
the
AIDS than Charlie Sheen with his
Oh, yes.
experience.
Yeah.
She's a survivor by a few decades.
I've got a question for you. So, you know how
nonagenarians.
Looking outside, when we see space, it's dark, right?
Yeah.
What if our universe is inside of a Dyson
Black
sphere?
hole.
Why not?
We're a lot of mass, truly, to be honest. Like, humankind, we are the first example of, like, the most condensed mass, too. And it's
Yeah.
It's actually, there has been a theory before, I've heard about it. ex-girlfriend. I was fucking stupid back then. I was 24, she's 36, and it was like, it was a fucking weird way it worked out that way. It was like, the fuck. But anyway, her theory, it was like, all of her theories a lot of times, but few mystic theories I was like, it's kind of good. This is one of them. Is that we're actually another black hole. Because we're so fucking condensed in mass, we're yet to even fucking realize that.
We talked about this with Nate too.
Yeah, it's like in the eye of the storm where everything is calmer in the middle of that storm. Or everything.
But you're in a fucking storm, dude. Like,
yeah,
you're in a fucking
exactly.
place
Because nobody knows what it's like. I mean, it's all hypothetical right now. And being in that singularity, I mean, this black hole is a chaotic thing.
But woman can be.
I have another fun, slightly inebriated thought. What if our universe is the product of what happens inside of some other mega alien combustion engine?
Rick and Morty. I knew you were going with that one, dude. I fucking love that.
What if we're all in a terrarium?
Yeah. What if God was one of us?
Yeah. Then
just
a slob like one of us.
Then I think
I drank all of my beverage.
Don't you fucking sing that song to me. But so to be honest, then I think existence is the reason to savor it even more. It's to enjoy what you've got in front, whatever you guys up to. There are the plans to not even plan, but savor every fucking second.
And what I enjoy, and what gives me meaning in life, is trying to figure out what meaning of life is.
Yeah.
No, on a grander scale.
For me, I think just having these
these conversations are fun.
I'm not putting any stock into what we're saying as far as it being like, oh, that's where I'm gonna,
hang your hat,
hang my hat. Yeah. I was gonna say mount my horse. That doesn't make any sense. But
you like mounting? I don't know.
Right?
I thought you were a power.
I'm a mountie. Yeah. I take it from.
There's a bounty for that bounty. I don't know.
The bounty for my booty. Yep. What was I saying?
I don't know.
You were talking about the meaning of life. I discovered that when I was 19. I'm curious to hear yours first right now.
The meaning of life?
Is that what you make it?
Yeah, you were just going off of what you made it to be.
Yeah. You're not putting much into.
You just fucking opened a fucking one big topic, but the thing is, it's a very simple answer because you just came across the realization of a wholesome.
Yeah, he did.
Describe it, please. You had that card. You think
titties. Titties. I have no idea what I was saying.
No, you were saying something along the lines of you don't put a lot of stock in any of this that we're saying.
Okay,
it's fun.
Yeah.
For meaning of life, this is just we're passing the time. We're entertaining ourselves.
Yeah.
And you could get a better understanding if you go somewhere.
All right, so untitties. Okay. So basically, what I was saying is that because I don't put like so much stock into any one of these hypotheses that we're coming up with. I just think that it's fun for us I think it's healthy for us as a species to have these thought experiments because it shows how limitless the mind can create thoughts. But from that you can extrapolate and maybe somebody out there who is listening or gets into these conversations can grab one and be like, I think I know how I can get us started towards that point.
And we've mentioned that on the show before. I mean, we don't have the means to go out and experiment to the level that we would need to with some of these theories that we come across on the show. But we may spark the mind that's out there.
Yeah.
Like Tupac, rapping about his stuff. And then he sparks the mind out there. No.
Right, and then he's
I stole that from him.
I'm a fan of Tupac, so thank you.
There you go. Exactly. Same thing. It's like we may spark the mind to go out there and accomplish this shit. Go figure it out.
I think
spark a blunt, maybe.
Well, one of the best things about life is the fact that it can recreate itself.
It sounded like you just jizzed in my eye.
Not a single object that we know, though, that can recreate itself in a form where it can go any direction. Any object in existence can go direction, but it cannot change its course. Life can do that. The only thing is, we are the only known ones to ourselves. And the funny part is, whenever we think that it's a direction, that's where we miss the point.
Here's what I think.
It's because we don't.
I don't think that. I think that a species is going to continue, and a species is going to be able to excel.
Yes.
And we are to that species what Neanderthal was to us.
The Neanderthal.
Explore and show that different direction. And that's the thing about meaning of life is that the next generation is going to take the newer path.
Yes.
Yeah, because I mean, if you think about it, even though we're an evolved species, even if so, there's still Homo erectus in us. There's still Neanderthal.
Yeah.
There's different things.
Why
in
do we
our
go
DNA.
to war? We're related to the gorilla.
We're genetically limited to those two species, I think.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, we got the aspect that turned to gorilla.
Yeah.
That is a part of our DNA from that off branch
There's
of
a predetermined state at one point or another.
But I think we're just a part of the branch, man.
Yeah.
We're not done.
Oh, hell no, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
so
not-
when people
yeah,
think
we're not
like
the
in
tree,
like
we're
a
a part-
billion years there's going to be humans, there is not going to be humans.
No.
There's going to be an evolved species.
I brought this up before. Look at the ages of the dinosaurs.
Right.
The Triassic, Jurassic, and the Cretaceous. Millions of years
Yeah.
per.
Yeah.
Tons of different species. That's going to be us. I mean, we've only
Yeah.
been here for...
I mean, right now, what do we
blink of that.
Well, right now, what do we have? We have the great apes.
Yes.
We've got what? Orangutan, gorilla, chimpanzee, and us.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. Arguably, depending on who you talk to, but I agree.
So we're
Yeah.
one of those
Branches of the
branch
tree.
on one of those trees or on that tree. A number of these could be like a chimpanzee may evolve before we evolve to the next step, and they have an offshoot.
Yeah.
And we live with that offshoot for a while. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So it may not even be humans that evolve, but that
It
first
may be
one.
a product of humanity.
Yeah. No, I don't even think so. It's possible that it could be chimpanzee, like a Planet of the Apes type shit.
Yeah, right?
Or it
I
could
still
be-
say it would be amazing in a controlled environment because we don't want more war out there in the world.
Oh yeah,
But
teach
to teach
apes-
religion to
teach
the apes
religion, yeah.
and see what they do.
Oh my god.
Because you know
Bring
how,
religion
you know
to
how,
the apes.
but you know how we can
I
teach
like it.
gorillas sign language or chimpanzee sign language. We can teach great apes sign language. We can
Yes.
teach them language. So if we can teach them language for them to be able to understand it,
They
and
understand
actually have
death.
thoughts and come back to us, their own personal thoughts come back to us through sign language. We could teach them religion and just
You
set
can
it loose.
explain death to them. Why not a religion?
Yeah.
I said
Give them the
this-
Scientology.
There was a funny little Facebook thing that I saw a while back. It was it was actually I think one of our coworkers. She posted up like a dog like doing this yoga with this lady, and this dog was like fucking doing like a bridge pose, but it was like while the lady was holding it. This dog was not afraid to like. It was not afraid to stay on her palms and like didn't jump off or anything. Sorry, I kind of walked away from the mic there, but what happened was it all the way did yoga with it, and I, for some reason something clicked. It's just saying, you know what? This is probably the best tool to ever show to another species that we can interact with another being with full trust.
Yeah.
And like hand it over to us from another species. You know, it's like to see the dog interact with a person doing fucking yoga.
Right. Yeah. So
I think it's
but I mean, if you also look at it to this point, so wolves and that nice dog are related,
Yeah.
and you wouldn't be able to do that with a wolf,
no,
but you can do that with that dog. But there's another branch of that dog line that you wouldn't be able to do that with either because it has more of that wolf gene. So I think, I mean, I think it's more likely a possibility that it's going to be the offshoot of humanity that continues.
Chimpanzee.
But what I speculate is that we are going to get to a point where we've made it to our peak,
We've exhausted
It's
the possibilities.
and
exploitation of
because of
humanity.
the fact that we've gotten to our peak of existence,
Yeah.
another branch is going to have to evolve.
Yeah.
Like
Arguably,
like
they could be a
orangutan or a gorilla or something. You're going
or-
to keep going.
Or arguably, it could be a result of transhumanism and AI.
Yeah.
That could be the offshoot that comes from us. Because, I mean, what does it take some of the factors to get out there into space? I mean, what do we send in space in place of ourselves?
I think that the question is
Machinery.
Are we exploiting our possibilities, or are we savoring those existing moments? Because no matter what, by the time we reach those possibilities, we've fucking exhausted all those moments.
Yeah.
And maybe.
Oh,
not
I think
even enjoy them.
we have to. Eventually, we have to exhaust the possibilities
We will.
because
Vikings.
there has to be a catalyst.
Yeah.
There has to be something. I mean, again, like I said, well, not necessarily has to be
But it will happen. We'll
an
reach
evolutionary shift.
Yeah.
I think the evolutionary shift has already begun. There's gonna be a tipping point.
Yeah.
Where it's going to be either the new offshoot that's been created or that gets scrapped.
Yeah.
And survival finds its way through the other one, the original one,
Yeah.
and then another offshoot comes off of that.
Will evolution do it naturally, or will it be, well, that is naturally, or will it be humanity tinkering and creating something new?
I have a feel humanity can tinker this one because now we're at a point where we can exploit the possibility, but we imagine too much.
It's evolution biology is a fascinating topic. To me. I wish I knew more about it. I think I have a better grasp of evolution than I have of quantum theories or quantum mechanics. Talking with Nate, I love it too. But talking with Nate, it's like I get some of this. I'm not good at the math, but I understand it. But with evolutionary biology, I think I understand that even more.
Yeah.
You know. It's like this. If you're able to explain it, this is the best way that I've been told, whether you are knowledgeable in a subject or not, is if you can explain that subject to a 5-year-old and have them be able to understand at least a small grasp of what it is, then you understand it.
Quantum physicists have a hard time explaining quantum physics.
Yeah.
Do you know how do you explain that?
Huh.
It's to share how much you love it or you savor it, because that's the only way you can truly make him understand how it is.
Passion.
Yeah.
Passion. And that's the one thing.
Okay, have you ever heard passionless music?
But that's
it's crap and you don't want to hear it. But people that are passionate when they make that art.
Key to a philosopher's stone is the fact that if you're trying to find the meaning of life, you're gonna miss it because you're looking for it. You're not enjoying it. What's the point of fucking living if you're not fucking if you're just going past it and try to fucking understand it? You'll be just as any other robot.
So, question for you guys. I mean, even though I've said it already, do you think? Because I've said what I think. It's going to be some weird offshoot.
Who does it out of our speed?
When do you think the Dyson sphere comes?
For us in our own solar system, when some offshoot of humanity, whether technology based or biological or a combination, gets out there and encapsulates. There you go. Our yellow dwarf. Sorry,
I'm sorry. I do tend to lean more towards the transhumanism aspect because I think. Even if it's not humans, we're going to be advanced enough to a point where we might be able to even, because if you look at biological like genetic manipulation, perhaps we'd be able to create our evolution.
Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier.
Yeah.
Will it come about naturally? It could.
I don't think it's already not coming about. Well, I mean.
We haven't been here long enough.
Technically, yes. Everything that we've discovered is natural. We haven't discovered supernatural. We have speculations
we only
of supernatural, but we're not using those supernatural aspects to better ourselves. Only the natural is what we've been able to utilize in science and technology to better ourselves. So yes, everything that we've developed so far is natural. The atom bomb is natural.
Yes.
We naturally came about that. Yes, it's man-made, but man made it.
But I'm talking about evolution-wise. I mean, we haven't been here long enough to really see a leap forward in some offshoot of humanity. It hasn't happened.
It's like
the X-Men.
That
might happen sometime.
Where's our next fire or electricity?
Oh, you mean technology-based, not the evolution of physical beings.
It kind of goes both ways because it is.
It's a question for both.
It could still be us. With technology, look back through 100 years of advancements in technology.
Earlier.
It seems like every decade that the advancements.
It's like you were saying before. It's like almost cutting it in half.
Yeah. Look at cell phones. Back when cell phones came about, they were largely the big brick phones that people weren't caring too much about for quite a while. They stayed that way for a while.
Yeah.
And then they got smaller and smaller. Yeah. Then the flip phone. Then
the touch phone.
And as soon exactly. As soon as the smartphone came about, boom, boom, boom. Every year, it's like advancement, and it's getting technology, and that's just one area of technology.
I have a question.
Intervention.
If this fits into Dyson sphere realm,
yes.
Quantum computing.
Yes.
Do you think that because we are at the stage in our evolution right now and our technological advancement that we're able to actually create and make quantum computers.
Yes.
It's no longer a theory. It's no longer a hypothesis.
Even though they don't 100% understand what they created,
well,
which is
that's
kind of
true.
scary too.
That's true.
We will do an episode on Kindred and all
Okay.
that stuff.
Well, I was going to say, do you think that, do you think that points us towards like a sign that we are closer to becoming the species that does create a
Potentially.
Dyson sphere?
Potentially.
But what I was going to think, do you think that the turning point is going to be when we understand what quantum computing
dude.
is?
Our turning point is going to be right before we understand, because we're either relying on some other source or relying on ourselves to understand this.
Yeah.
So it's either a complete explosion where we
that's
test
true.
this whole thing, or it's a
So it's another rogue wave
or
situation.
somebody gives us a hint, says you do it this way. This
Yeah.
is a better plan to do it because you're gonna fucking wipe shit up.
Yeah.
It's I think it has that one last equation where we're either gonna test it. So I come from a perspective of being self-taught in a lot of fucking ways, and it's a shitty experience. To be honest. Like even if I get good, it's at the end like I just lived through some fucking shitty anxiety versus having some like mentor, like a coach or a trainer. That's the thing. We're gonna draw to that conclusion. Is we're gonna get reassurance, because if not, we are not. If we find it, we will exploit it at a rapid pace.
Oh yeah.
At maybe an explosive,
It'll create a new age. You know,
The age of radio.
Yes, exactly.
I think
it'll be a new age because it'll be such a.
Oh yeah.
It would be dangerous because it would be so rapid growth. It was like it would be like we already know what exponential growth is. It's not going straight up. It's going like this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like curving up. Imagine find out another thing that's like double that.
Yeah.
It's like I don't fucking even double exponential growth. It's impossible.
Yeah. Well, there has to be that point in which it does actually happen.
And that's why I think the point of getting to the point where we can create our own Dyson sphere probably isn't that far off, considering how rapid our technological advancements are coming about.
And just hope we find a good reason behind it. Like even if it's a good healthy discovery, I hope we don't burn it out, because we're capable of doing that, and that's a fucking giant leap versus going from mechanical engine to like a fucking nuclear what is it? Particle decomposition or decomposition.
And it may very well be that other civilizations hypothetically are using harnessing the power of the sun, creating these Dyson spheres, these mega structures around the sun to travel the stars. Maybe for them that's their fuel source. They need that much power to get where they gotta go. I mean, because we don't know what their technology is like comparative to ours. Us, what would we use it for though? Because we want to traverse the universe as well.
That's why I work on.
Yeah, I think so. I think
we want to get out there, but by the means we have right now, shit. I mean,
right.
Where are we getting to right now within our own solar system? Not very far.
Well, that's the thing, is like knowing that we would need the sun. I don't think that we would build a Dyson sphere that would encompass our sun.
Yeah.
We would probably start out with being able to, or coming up with a way of doing that to one of the gas giants.
Yes.
You know what they did? Europeans became lactose intolerant. I mean, no, not Europeans. They're not lactose intolerant because they didn't have enough sun, so they got milk. That's why they drink milk, dude. It's because of fucking Europeans.
Yeah. I get you. They weren't getting their vitamin D, so they.
Statement. They're literally like Asians are lactose intolerant because they get enough sunlight.
Huh. Yeah.
Europeans
Isn't that
don't.
crazy?
It's a fucking
biology. Back to biology again. Biology is a very fascinating
topic. Act upon it. Yes, like we will like step into it. I just hope it will like come out. This is like one successful experiment.
But yeah, that makes sense. I mean, if you're not getting enough sunlight and your body is craving a vitamin that it needs, it will get it or try to get it, and if it doesn't, then that gene will be manipulated.
Why do we? Okay, I mean, it's as silly as different colored lizards around the world. Why?
Yeah,
it favors. It's something that biologically that it favors that particular group of lizards because they're in this particular environment.
Yeah,
I mean that's evolution.
Evolution is fun.
Evolution. I had so much, but I'll have to copy some of these tapes.
So yeah, I think that we could go on for years talking about this, but I think we should just have like one final.
If we could, should we?
Yeah,
create a Dyson sphere.
Actually had a final address for what if aliens showed up to Earth.
Yeah.
Oh man.
You seen that video?
No.
There's an actual patent Congress law, and they made a video on like what happens if unknown life form just shows up and just hangs out.
Yeah.
I think at this point, and we should have already done this. We should have a preparedness for it.
Yeah.
Because right now people will lose their shit.
Oh, I just had a weird.
A lot of people would lose their shit if aliens just.
Roaches and
Here's this.
Okay.
Again, I think it's influenced by what I've smoked. But so.
I think that aluminum kicked me in that.
Aluminum's making me forgetful.
We get to the point where we build a Dyson sphere, right?
Yes.
The first time it happens, it took way longer than it's taking now.
Yeah.
And with that technology, they were able to traverse the stars and be able to decide, and between there and the next evolution point, the next following evolution point aside from the Dyson sphere, because that helps them build interstellar travel.
Every subsequent Dyson sphere becomes easier and faster to make.
Yeah. So basically, they go and they're able to come back and influence their own growth.
Oh wow!
So it's just a loop until as soon as Earth is made, humanity has the technology within a few hundred years. You know what I mean?
Wow!
It just cuts the time and down.
Unless they have the same thought process, I think it could be a fucking telephone game.
Oh, I know, but
it's like we fucked things up.
And that's why I think I think we're bound to get there. But we keep coming around and changing things. It's like butterfly effect almost, where every time we go out and come back to influence, it changes something. So we're still coming back and changing more, but it's just a loop.
Let's not populate other planets.
We are our own. We are our own aliens.
Yeah. It's very possible, or it's some other offshoot.
Yeah. Well, that's what I mean.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
We are our own aliens, basically.
Right.
That's my thought on it.
Well, what if you had a choice technologically? You can look at you're receiving the light from a particular star, and it's a star system. There are planets around that. It's a solar system out there. We know that we have a pretty good reason to believe that there are planets that are in the Goldilocks zone, and there's life on those planets in that solar system. But what we're seeing is the past. But we come about technology to get us to that point that we are seeing now. So it's essentially time travel. So we get there in our past.
Yeah.
Right? And then we find that when we come back, we're seeing the light from our past, and we can never come back to our present.
No, we can't.
And then we are essentially the aliens.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's freaky.
Yeah. So like once we've discovered how to get from point A to point B, and it's faster than light travel,
and it's never in the present. It's time travel.
Yeah. So we would stay relatively young.
Oh yeah.
But if we were to come back, we're seeing, like you're saying,
we would only age the amount of time that we experience.
Yeah. That's true.
Fuck.
I'm fucking my own head up.
No, I love it. This is awesome. Not that you're fucking your head up, but
I think this is a very good part because we're not fucking our heads up. We're actually coming down to like the very last reality of what would happen. Would we replicate ourselves to such extent, or are we burning?
I think that's where the infinite possibilities come from. Again, because we can influence it in different ways, like that butterfly effect thing I was talking about. If we are our own aliens, then we are the cause of the offshoots of all of the different possibilities.
So maybe life originates here.
Yeah, I think so.
Or somewhere else, and because
I don't think so, because if
we populated Earth, but we originated elsewhere.
The evidence points to if we were, it wasn't an intelligent species.
Yeah.
It wasn't a highly advanced civilization that came here and influenced. It was what is it called? Panspermia.
Yeah, panspermia.
I think it's very likely that we are a result of panspermia.
Came on basically for people that don't know, it came about by a meteor.
It's an extraterrestrial DNA source.
Yeah. It came about because we have proof that shit has come here from Mars.
Yeah. And
elsewhere. So same thing, panspermia is basically genetic information come from elsewhere in the universe.
And the genetic information that comes from that other location may not have ever developed into what it develops here on Earth.
Exactly. And this may be going on all over
I know
the universe.
it's a bad analogy, and it's just for jokes and it's all in fun. But the movie Evolution actually does point towards
I like that movie. That was
yeah. Oh no, I'm not saying it's a bad movie. I'm just saying scientifically it's not accurate, but
but it makes you think.
But it makes you think. Yeah. So if basically that's what's happening is panspermia. A meteor hits someplace in Arizona.
Yeah.
And
meteor crater.
Yeah, but wherever it is in the movie, I can't remember. I think it's in Arizona.
Arizona, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I have friends from there.
Yeah.
About it for a while.
And they it starts its own panspermia based off of it's like Superman with the yellow sun.
Yeah.
It's because of the interaction with our atmosphere, our planet, everything that coalesced there is what caused it was the catalyst for that evolution so rapidly.
But at the same time, that genetic information, it's probabilities.
Yeah.
And what
I also
grows from that is based on, okay, what planet it landed on, what solar system. And then it could be completely different elsewhere. And then these aliens come here, and we're basically essentially the same. We come from the same source through panspermia, but the probabilities, we went one way, they went another way based on what planet they landed on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
The environment.
So that's my point on it. I think I'm done.
Dyson sphere. Can we move stars with the Dyson sphere?
Probably like a big claw machine.
Oh, dude.
Shit. If stars move through, I mean, they orbit the galactic center of their galaxy.
Is a yes. I'm totally working on a fucking anti-gravity gun, dude. If you guys play that game, dude, that fucking gun can pick up anything. Dude.
That's fucking
nice.
awesome.
Yeah.
Maybe a Dyson sphere. Building a structure around a star would give you the ability with another tool to be able to move the star.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. It's like
Einstein's brain was this. You discovered some.
I would assume that it would have to be some sort of gravitational, a gravitational pulley system.
He just mentioned Einstein's brain. I love that story of how they took his brain and put it in a and what did they put it in, a little Tupperware, and took it across the United States because they wanted to know what made this man's mind tick.
Yeah.
Back to that original point too. It discovered something that preserves body parts. They literally use it to today's science. The shit
formaldehyde?
Yeah, they fucking use it. They still use it.
Yeah. But what I was saying is that here's a way to look at it. So Dyson sphere, right?
Yes.
And we've also
got two cans, by the way.
We've also created a way of making a gravitational pulley system.
Yes.
Where we can influence the rotation of another solar system and catch on to that with the Dyson sphere and be able to pull our star closer to another location.
So instead of moving,
that's like ultimate moving, dude.
Oh my god! So instead of moving your instead of moving your
you change
in a ship, you move your entire solar system because your solar system is moving through space.
Oh yeah, I know.
In your galaxy, but you're moving it where you want it to
Basically,
go.
you're latching on. It's kind of like what's that called when rocket ships do it? It's the slingshot.
Yes, slingshot effect.
Yeah. That's basically what we would be doing with that gravitational pulley
remember,
system.
what did they call that? There was that...
that's what I'm thinking.
Recently there was that cigar-shaped structure that came into our solar system from deep space.
Are you talking about...
And they thought it was slingshotting around our sun. Yes.
Something...
Ooh-wah-hoo-loo-loo-loo.
Yeah. What the fuck was that thing called?
But it came from deep space, outside of our solar system, and it's And the theory is, what if this was like some ship... And the occupants maybe it was on an autopilot kind of thing, and it's just using the gravitational pull of stars and slingshotting it back out because it went around the sun and went right back out of our solar system.
Well, that's how that Russian fucking meteor happened. Like not too long ago, 1990s, 93, 94. Yeah, because it was coming about, and that was a problem. They didn't know how to fucking determine it because it never hit a fucking explosive action before it, where we can record it to actually predict it.
Yes.
So if it happened, it happened way before. And it was
Oumuamua.
Yeah, it's very close.
Yeah, Oumuamua.
Correct us if we're wrong, but and that happened recently.
It's Oumuamua.
Yeah. It's Nanu.
Yes. It was spelled Oumuamua.
That sounded like a
it was a Hawaiian name.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was the one. Oumuamua.
That was it.
Yeah, that was it. That's the one you were just talking about. The one that
yes, exactly. Yeah. That is it.
I only remembered that it started the way that I looked it up.
But there are conspiracy theories that it may have been. I mean, because of the shape.
Was it like
of
that
this
Black
thing.
Knight?
Yeah, because of the shape of it, there are a lot of conspiracy theories that it may have been a UFO, just kind of going on autopilot, slingshotting around stars, using it as a means to shoot it back out in a different direction.
Yeah.
Instead of burning up exhausting their own fuel.
Right.
Ownership.
Yeah.
That's one way of getting there.
It's like if you really need to conserve fuel and you're going downhill, you put your car in neutral and just let your foot off the gas.
Let it roll.
Damn. I would like to share something with you guys. You guys get a kick out of it. It's later on. It's next time I show up, I found, I know, completely off topic, but it was cool to see because you said slingshotting that part. I found my mom was trying to preserve some of the photos from the family, and I went to fucking what do you call it, Savers. Got a regular one of those picture books or whatever albums. Dude, it had like 8 or 9 photos from 70s. One of them is a live fucking picture of a shuttle.
Oh, cool.
I'm not fucking.
My grandpa used to have some of those because he worked for Honeywell.
It's. I think it might have been a Honeywell because it's not one of those instant cameras, even though it's the same size. But it's a fucking shuttle there, dude. There was a picture of a Grand Canyon in there.
Yeah.
That only takes, like, if you take it, like, I tried it. I have something close to it, original version. Dude, it takes a fucking lot to even with a good camera.
Wow.
To take a picture of the Grand Canyon?
It's not the Grand. It's a part of a Grand.
Right.
It's like a little canyon. It looks.
Oh,
like
I don't think that we have a way of photographing the entire Grand Canyon.
You know what? I think both of you guys will appreciate it because it was a fucking live space shuttle take.
Awesome. That is awesome.
It's out of 70s.
That is awesome.
That's cool, man.
That's like, it was a cool thing, and I wanted to share it. And there's one picture that kind of resembles one of our supervisors, which is funny.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's some Asian guy with a fucking gun, and everything else just seems to chill.
Yeah, you'll have to tell me who later.
That sounds like a rap song. An Asian with a motherfucking gun.
No, I'm not even joking. Like, there's like this guy just like happy, and this like tall Asian guy, and he has this gun, and then just like, you see all these cool like Asian looking fellas like helping out the forest and things, and just like, who the fuck is this guy? And he kind of looks like one of our suits.
He is. He doesn't age.
Yeah. So I think that that does it for me. I think if we continue going, we're just going to keep on going, and I have prior commitments.
Same here. But
He's going to go build a Dyson Sphere.
Yeah.
Oh, we didn't talk about Dyson Sphere around Gas Giant, so we can end on that real quick.
Yeah.
I mean, that's another possibility. I mean, there's
That's
a lot
what I'm
we can
thinking
get
is what
from
we're going
Gas
to do
Giants.
first, because I don't think we would want to exhaust, because once we've encapsulated it, it's gone.
So
it's cut off from the rest of the solar system.
Why would we, yeah, exactly. Unless we had a way of using it as a transformer and still getting the energy of the sun from it. I mean,
so you guys talking about basic mining, except taking it to the next level? Because mining, that's exactly what we will have to do.
Yeah, of course.
We would have to fucking hunt for like dead stars and black holes because that's where explosions after supernovas they create platinum and all that and golden.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
okay.
Yeah.
It's not so precious anymore.
So that's what I'm thinking. Like
going
maybe
out there and getting abundance of it.
Maybe Mars was previously super advanced.
Yeah.
And they're a civilization that developed the technology
to them now.
No, they developed the technology to create a Dyson sphere. And they used that Dyson sphere technology to eat their own planet and leave.
The energy, yeah.
Yeah, they eat the energy from the planet and then.
Okay. That's is there like?
What if they did that to Earth at one point?
Let's see.
And Earth is a lot older than we realize.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, well, Earth is still here.
Yeah.
Maybe they stopped and
I'm saying that
we can
it was replenished.
We can
possibly, yeah. It could be infinitely regressed.
Yeah.
Is it moving away or is it moving in?
What?
Mars.
Mars? I don't know.
There is that theory that there may be life inside Mars.
Shit happened. All planets exploded. We were spinning around the fucking sun, all fucking neutral, and then all of a sudden it started shaping form as it started getting clear, and we turned into a fucking circle, into a sphere. And so was a bunch of other planets. Mars was one of ours. Moon was an idea supposed to be one of the spin-offs because our planet was fucking so devastated, spun off. Fucking part. Is Mars exponentially growing away from us?
Or is it getting closer to us?
If it's staying at the same level, it's probably getting closer.
Our moon is actually getting further away.
The moon is because it has weak gravity.
We can measure it. We can measure it, but it's not going to be any effect
maybe
on us.
Like if the Mars is not
long.
Maybe there's going to be a point where the moon and Mars, or the moon is equidistant between Earth and Mars. And it's used as a tethering point, and then Mars and Earth line up, and we just throw up. Yeah, I'm just.
There's also that theory that the moon is hollow and that it's an alien base.
Think about it this way: is that the only 4 planets that truly like in touch with the solar system that can get anything out of it are the fucking first 4.
Yeah, Mercury is extremely cold on one side because it's tidal locked like the moon.
Comparison, man, like. Our planets would be like in this fucking sphere where the others would be like
gas giants are way out there.
Jupiter right here, and it's like, damn, that's a start.
Yeah.
It's
speaking of stars, Pluto is the start of all these dwarf planets, hundreds of.
And we started with a fucking planet,
right? And then you got your gas giants. You could possibly inhabit the moons of these gas giants, but it'd be super cold out there. But then we got Mercury, which I believe is tidal locked, right? Like the moon.
Yeah, it is.
So one side is extremely cold, one side is extremely hot. Venus, runaway gas greenhouse effect on Venus. Oh, nice.
No,
I'm good.
This is fucking berry, or this one is actually tropical.
Yeah, I'm good.
But yeah, Venus, runaway greenhouse effect. I mean, it'd be pointless to go there. And eventually, we're not going to be in the Goldilocks zone anymore.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
But I think we'll adapt.
Yeah. We'll create a Dyson sphere and get on out of here.
But
that's going to be it.
A Dyson sphere to device us to
devices.
I don't know what I was saying.
We could do a part 2 on this.
We could do a part 2. We'll
like
just
it.
continue until we don't want to anymore.
Exactly.
But yeah, that was a good one. I'm glad I was able to check one off the list.
Yes.
So, yeah, I think that does it for this episode.
Tell us your guys' theories and thoughts on Dyson spheres.
Tell us
And
the
everything else we
wackiest,
talked
weirdest
about.
thing. Yeah.
Please be open. There's no bad idea or anything like that. It's always a good perspective to see it fresh from any standpoint.
Exactly.
Hell yeah.
And one last thing.
What's
because
that?
I love accents. We Chuck and I do a lot of accents on the show. Not to make fun of anybody, but we love
Yeah,
accents.
sometimes to make fun, but I just.
He has natural. I mean, to us.
You want me to talk like a Russian accent like I'm doing right now?
That is but that is terrible. I like your natural accent.
No, it was actually really good.
It is. It's better than ours.
Yeah.
Relative to us, you have an accent.
Yeah.
Yes. So we actually have somebody on the show who has an accent.
Right. I think it's. I mean, other than pitch, I think Adam and mine voice are about the same.
We're very similar. We talk a lot.
Now here's
Very
something fun for you guys in
we
the
talk a lot.
audience. If you ever want to mess with somebody with their accent, get them excited. They'll start acting like Arnold
Yes.
Schwarzenegger in a freaking Conan. No, I'm not joking. That's a foreigner thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
It picks up.
No, I've been hearing it every once in a while. I can pick up like that thickness of your accent just briefly in a word.
That's what I get all excited at.
Yeah.
That's usually
It
exciting.
comes back. Do you like X-Men?
Do
Fan.
Do you like Deadpool?
No.
No. Okay.
I just think of him as an expert without leadership skills. That's
There you
why.
go. I like their take on Colossus because in the other X-Men movies, they just made him into an American. In the comic books, he's Russian. He's Russian.
Fucking, that's badass. I
Yeah.
like
Yes. So I feel like we've had Colossus with us this entire episode. It's
Sure
awesome.
have.
I am honored now. Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
The floor is Slava.
I know I talk a lot, you guys, but no, this has been a great experience for me.
Thanks for joining us on this one and last week's episode.
Yeah, and whenever we can work
And
it
again.
out. Yeah.
whatever we can work out.
All right. Have a good night.
And
See you next
good
Tuesday.
night. Next Tuesday. if you want to come check us out on Tuesday, go ahead.
See you next Tuesday.
Peace out.